This episode brought to you by preparewithdronetek.com. These days, the future is still more uncertain than ever. That's why people who know what's coming are using today to prepare. You can't wait until the last moment. By then, it's too late. The most important thing you need is long-term storage emergency food. It stays fresh for up to 25 years and will be there when you need it. I strongly recommend My Patriot Supply, America's leader in self-reliance. They're the only source my family uses for emergency food planning. And right now, you can save $50 off a 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 plus calories a day. Calories give you the energy you need to survive. And saving $50 is impossible to pass up, but supplies are limited. So go to www.preparewithdronetek.com right now and stock up. That's preparewithdronetek.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
Let me tell you why this matters. The asymmetry has always been what advantages the Trump right more than anything else. And the asymmetry of saying F you to a sitting president on a call in front of your 4 kids. Don't look past this.
It's like every time I think that they've gone as insane as they can possibly get, they find a way to outdo themselves. It just seems self-destructive to watch this stuff at this point. But over at MSNBC, they're actually trying to convince their viewers that the phrase, "Let's go Brandon," is tantamount to insurrection or declaring war on the United States. Because what's the definition of insurrection? It's a violent uprising against an authority or government. How could repeating a phrase that was actually made up by MSNBC themselves ever be considered a violent uprising? Let's watch.
Don't look at this as a story about giving airtime to a MAGA guy who goes on Steve Bannon's podcast and said, I wasn't joking. Not only did I say, F you, Mr. President.
Nobody called Biden and said, F you. Someone called and said, let's go Brandon. I don't care what she thinks it's secret code for. What he actually said was, let's go Brandon, which is very different from F you. And even if he did say F you, who cares? We just went through 4 years of Trump where F you Trump was the least of what was said. And at the very end of which, mobs of Democrats actually tried to break in the White House to get Trump. And the scandal to the media was that the National Guard and Secret Service used tear gas on them.
I said more than that. This is the slow motion insurrection.
That's right. You just heard a so-called mainstream media news anchor claim that mockery of Joe Biden is a violent uprising against the United States. The Waukesha massacre story, yawn. Ghislaine Maxwell trial exposing high-level sexual predators and pedophiles, yawn. Let's go Brandon. It's no accident that this show has spent a few years now making a case for using government violence against the Democrat Party's political opponents. An utterly outrageous and dangerous case to make, which is essentially supporting an authoritarian government that would enforce one-party rule by force. These are the people claiming to be defenders of democracy. They so badly want to round us all up and lock us up, or worse. These people clearly are the authoritarians that they've been fear-mongering about their opposition being.
More dangerous thing, as you're pointing to, is the fact that all of these people are basically just insurrectionists in training now, right?
Wrong.
Check out Wallace. Given the topic, what the hell is going on with her creepy ass smile?
If you wanted to say, look, presidents hear insulting things all the time. People said rude things to George Bush. Larry Wilmore made a highly inappropriate joke right next to Barack Obama, right? Like, people can say rude things to the president. That's not the issue.
Wait, what? That's not the issue. Of course it's the issue. Why are we sitting here talking about the phrase, let's go Brandon, being a slow motion insurrection? If mocking Biden isn't the issue. This dude is such a slimy huckster. He's gonna say, quote, that's not the issue. Then he's gonna turn around and spin it as somehow different when we do it.
When these people are speaking, they're not joking. MAGA isn't about taxes. You know, let's go Brandon isn't about what you feel about supply chain issues and gas. It is the cry of insurrectionists. It is the cry of people who want to violently take over this country and oppress anyone who is not like them. And that's what makes this dangerous.
Oh man. My body almost gave up just now. That almost ended me. First of all, Let's Go Brandon is 100% used in response to the bad economy, high gas prices, inflation, and the supply chain. That's why you see these Biden stickers at gas pumps or on shelves that are empty. As if this overstuffed bratwurst gets to define the meaning of Let's Go Brandon anyway, which in fact is just as big of a joke on the media as it is Biden. Lastly, it's not horrible, snarling, racist monsters that say Let's Go Brandon, but a large group of people, including Democrats. And we know this because his approval is sitting at 41%.
And to the degree that Joe Biden can laugh it off or anything else like that, that's fine. But I hope that we have a Justice Department and an FBI and a CIA that investigates where the anger that leads to these kinds of statements comes through, because these people have already attacked us with guns. You think they're going to come back and do something less aggressive next time if they feel they can speak this way to the president? I don't think so. If they feel they can speak this way to the president.
This guy is giving me lasting brain damage. Didn't he just say this wasn't about mocking the president?
People can say rude things to the president. That's not the issue. And to the degree that Joe Biden can laugh it off or anything else like that, that's fine. But I hope that we have a Justice Department and an FBI and a CIA that investigates if they feel they can speak this way to the president.
Because as we know, mocking the president is a protected First Amendment right and part of American culture. Then what does he say? Oh, but it's different when these people do it because they're horrible monsters, which makes mocking the president almost an act of war that should be investigated by the FBI, the CIA, and the Justice Department because, quote, they feel that they can speak this way to the president. This sounds a lot more like what you would hear in North Korean media or Soviet Russian media than what we should be hearing in America. And what's this claim that he makes about they've already come after us with guns?
Because these people have already attacked us with guns, you think they're going to come back and do something less aggressive next time?
What's he talking about? The mob on January 6th was unarmed. Is he talking about constitutionally protected, lawful open carry? Or is he just straight up lying because he's a scumbag propagandist who spews this insanely dangerous rhetoric with pop toys in the background? Folks, we're actually living in a country right now where the so-called mainstream media is calling for mockery of the president to be dealt with in the same way the government would deal with a terrorist. Lastly, according to newsbusters.org, the sponsors for this segment were Johnson & Johnson and Nutrisystem. Don't spend your money with companies that hate you and think you're an insurrectionist if you disagree with the insane hosts at MSNBC. All right, folks, that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments.